Creating a timeline for a scientific manuscript. Hi all, I am Fatima Hamidi, a graduate STM communication designer at the Writing Center here at the Colorado School of Mines, and I shall be discussing creating a timeline for a scientific manuscript. Developing a solid research paper is a process that requires careful planning, deliberate execution, and iterative revisions. While every research project is unique in scope and complexity, following a structured timeline helps guide the process efficiently from start to finish. A common practice for writing scientific papers involves breaking the process into manageable phases, such as conducting research, analyzing data, drafting sections, and refining the manuscript. This ensures that each stage is given proper attention without becoming overwhelming. The 12-week timeline is considered one of the most efficient frameworks for writing a scientific manuscript. It divides the entire process into clear, focused tasks each week, from the initial research and collection of sources to the final polishing and submission of the paper. While the 12-week timeline works for some people as writers, we need to find what works for us individually. Therefore, you may create an 8-week timeline or a 15-week timeline, whatever works for you. This 12-week timeline allows adequate time for gathering relevant information, organizing thoughts, and crafting a well-supported argument, while still providing enough flexibility to revise and refine ideas. Moreover, the 12-week structure is particularly effective because it aligns with the natural workflow of scientific writing, ensuring that no phase of the paper is rushed. It emphasizes an even distribution of time, with 50% allocated to researching and reading, 10% to organizing and sorting the material, and 40% to writing and editing. Authors can methodically progress through each stage while avoiding last-minute scrambling, ultimately producing a more thoughtful and coherent manuscript. The iterative approach also enables sufficient time for peer review and feedback, which is crucial for improving the quality and accuracy of the final draft. Research paper timeline 12 weeks. Number 1. Researching and planning weeks 1 to 2. The first 2 weeks should be dedicated to laying the foundation of the paper. As soon as research assignment is received, it is important to begin thinking about the main purpose, intended audience, and the requirements set forth by the professor or the target publication. This phase involves conducting a thorough literature review on the topic, spending about 50% of the time researching and reading relevant resources. It often requires searching through library catalogs, academia databases, and interlibrary loan systems to gather all necessary materials. Developing a clear research question during this phase will also help focus efforts. Additionally, organizing experiments and data into figures and tables during this time provides a visual structure for the manuscript. Make use of your college or university's librarians. Number 2. Sorting research and refining figures. Week 3 to 4. After collecting a substantial number of sources, the next step is to begin sorting and refining the materials. For these 2 weeks, the focus should be on organizing research and arranging figures. Each source should be evaluated carefully, and detailed notes should be taken to fully understand the content. It is important to read each resource multiple times and mark key points or relevant data for the paper. During this stage, figures should be ordered in a logical sequence that tells the story of the research. If necessary, additional experiments may be conducted to fill in any gaps. This step lays the foundation for the rest of the manuscript. Number 3. Writing the methods and results sections, week 5 to 6. In weeks 5 and 6, the writing process should begin by focusing on the less creative sections, such as the methods and results. The methods section should detail the procedures used in the experiments or data collection, offering enough detail for other researchers to replicate this study. The results section should present findings in a concise, factual manner without drawing conclusions. The goal is to clearly describe the data and explain each figure. Collaboration with co-authors or colleagues can be valuable at this stage to ensure the accuracy of the work. Number 4, writing the introduction and discussion week 7 to 8. By week 7 and 8, attention should shift to the introduction and discussion. The introduction ought to provide background information on the topic, setting the context for the research question. This section allows some individual style as it weaves together a coherent explanation of why this study is necessary and relevant. The discussion section requires a balance of creativity and objectivity, interpreting the results, explaining their significance, and addressing limitations. This section offers the opportunity to propose theories or suggestions for future research, encouraging critical thinking about the data's meaning. Number 5, writing the abstract and conclusion week 9. During week 9, the abstract, if required, and the brief conclusion must be written. The abstract is a concise summary of the entire paper and is best written after completing the rest of the manuscript. It should provide an overview of the research question, methods, findings, and implications. The conclusion, if necessary, should summarize the broader impact of the research and connect the findings to the larger body of work in the field. Number 6, first draft review week 10. By week 10, a complete first draft of the manuscript should be ready. This time should be used for reviewing the draft for coherent and logical flow. Ensuring that the order of experiments and the progression of argument makes sense is critical. Citations and bibliography accuracy should also be checked. Sharing the draft with collaborators or mentors for feedback is highly recommended as the input can offer valuable insights for further revisions. Number 7, editing and formatting week 11. In week 11, the focus should be on revising and formatting the manuscript. Attention needs to be given to grammar, clarity, and consistency throughout the paper. Writing should be refined to ensure clarity, and the manuscript should adhere to the formatting guidelines of the target journal. This may involve specific citation styles, figure placement, and reference formatting. Number 8, final review and submission week 12. During week 12, thorough proofreading of the manuscript ought to be conducted to catch any remaining errors. The accuracy of the figures, references, and citations must be double-checked. Once the paper is polished and ready, you can submit to the target journal or instructor. In summary, writing a research paper is a complex, multi-step process that requires thorough planning, careful attention to detail, and a structured approach. Using a 12-week timeline provides an organized framework that guides the development of each stage, from conducting research and gathering data to drafting and revising the paper. This structured approach helps prevent common issues like procrastination and rushing through important sections, ensuring that the research is thoroughly investigated and the manuscript is well crafted. Following this timeline allows researchers the opportunity to reflect on their work, make necessary revisions, and incorporate feedback from peers or collaborators. Each phase builds on the previous one, deepening the understanding of the subject and fostering more thoughtful engagement with the material. Additionally, the 12-week process emphasizes continuous improvement, offering flexibility to address unexpected challenges or further research needs while alleviating last-minute pressure. By allowing ample time for revisions and feedback, the overall quality of the paper improves, increasing its chances of meeting publication or academic standards. Ultimately, this timeline enhances both efficiency and academic rigor, leading to a well-written, scientifically robust manuscript that contributes significantly to your full knowledge base. Thank you, wish you all the best, and see you.